Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 11th of February 2025 and so far as the price in the global cryptocurrency market is concerned guys, there's not much of a change since the last 24 hours, but look guys, tomorrow the CPI numbers will be out and I'm pretty much sure because of that, there will be a lot of volatility in the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and I have to remind you guys, this CPI numbers looks at information for the month of January and this was the time when Biden administration was in charge, but look guys, let's say if the inflation has marginally picked up pace, I'm pretty much sure the left-leaning mainstream media, they would be blaming President Donald Trump for it, and they will go and put out a narrative that the inflations will be picking up, and because of that guys, there will be a negative impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, but nonetheless guys, in my Blockchain DXB podcast, I'll definitely go and take a deep dive into the inflation numbers. Now in today's episode guys, we have quite a lot of things to cover. And the first thing is regarding Tether USDT, which is the leading stablecoin issuer, and they are making a really interesting move, and they are integrating Tether USDT on Lightning Network. This, to be honest guys, is definitely a genius move. Now regarding Lightning Network guys, a lot of the Bitcoin maximalists, including myself, definitely think that Lightning Network, not blockchain technology, should be the right narrative. Cause look guys, when you talk about blockchain technology, me personally, I don't think there are many use cases. Now regarding Lightning Network guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is go to the Blockstream website and go ahead and read through the white paper, and along with Lightning Network guys, you also have something called as Liquid Network. Now in my second project, that is Bitcoin DXB guys, I'll go ahead and explain what Lightning Network is at a beginner level, advanced level and technical level. Now in today's episode, I'll go ahead and discuss what this news is all about, and I'll also go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion on what are the key benefits of integrating USDT on Bitcoin's Lightning Network, and I'll give my reasoning as to why the transactions will be cheaper as well as faster at the same time. And more importantly guys, Bitcoin security is one of the best in the world, isn't it? So I'll share my thoughts and opinion on that as well. And more importantly guys, does it actually enhance Bitcoin's ecosystem? And when you talk about Lightning Network guys, you are in a position to go ahead and have microtransactions, so we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on quite a lot of these points. Now look guys, when you talk about Lightning Network, a lot of the so-called detractors of Bitcoin, they often say that Lightning Network is lightning years away from mainstream adoption, and a part of me definitely agrees to it, but look, so far as the future of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is concerned, I very strongly feel that Lightning Network, not blockchain technology, should be the right narrative, so only time will tell if this narrative picks up pace. Now regarding Bitcoin guys, every 2016 block the Bitcoin mining difficulty gets adjusted, and this is one of the genius moves done by Satoshi Nakamoto, and the 2016 block did actually take place recently, and the Bitcoin mining difficulty guys reached a record of 114.7 terahashes per second, so I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on what this news is all about, and more importantly guys, what does it actually mean for the Bitcoin mining industry? Now we do have a really interesting update all the way from Brazil, and Brazil Stock Exchange guys, they are deciding to launch a Solana and Ethereum futures this year, so definitely interesting move. And could it be possible that other exchanges in the world will go ahead and do something similar? Definitely an interesting move by them. Now the final news guys is definitely a really interesting one, and this is a report that is published by TRM Labs, and what I'll be doing guys is, I'll go ahead and release a standalone episode explaining what this report is all about, cause look guys, this report talks about illicit crypto activity in 2024, and Tron blockchain guys accounts for $26 billion worth of illicit volume in 2024 alone, which is more than half of the total illicit volume. This, to be honest, is definitely not good, isn't it? But the big question guys is, what is it that constitutes for illicit transactions? Let's say if a transaction is done by the first world country to a sanctioned country, let's say in Iran, that would technically be considered as illicit transaction, isn't it? So you have to make up your own decision guys, if the transactions are illicit or not. But what I'll do guys, I'll release a standalone episode where we'll go ahead and take a deep dive into all of these things. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode, and like we do in every Crypto and Coffee 88 series, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now both the news guys are definitely massive one, and the first one is regarding G42, which just might be one of the biggest AI companies in the world, and they along with AMD are planning to enable AI investment in France through strategic investments. So in today's episode, we'll definitely take a deep dive into this. Now look guys, so far as G42 is concerned, regarding artificial intelligence, they're definitely taking leaps and bounds ahead. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this. Now the next news guys is definitely an interesting one. And the Ministry of Interior and Dubai's WARA, that is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, They have signed a memorandum of understanding as they want to step up collaboration in combating financial crimes related to virtual assets. So definitely interesting news. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 Ps. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the Statement of Corporate Social Responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform. Check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you're taking care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, if you look at the market sentiment, guys, Viacom market cap is showing as fear, and the number associated is 37. Now, because the CPI numbers will be released tomorrow, guys, I'm definitely expecting a lot of volatility. Now, at this point of time, I can't say if it is positive or negative news. It depends on what information is put out in the CPI data. And the only website, guys, that you need to check the inflation numbers is the Bureau of Labor Statistics website. And the website is www.bls.gov. And I'm pretty much sure, guys, once that report is out, a lot of mainstream media, they will go ahead and put out a negative narrative regarding President Donald Trump. But if you look at the facts, guys, you will truly understand that the facts are completely different to fake news mainstream media. So definitely keep an eye on those news. Now, that thing being said, guys, if you look at the global cryptocurrency market since the last 24 hours, the numbers are pretty much the same. The global cryptocurrency market is at $3.23 trillion, and since the last 24 hours, it has marginally gone down by 8.61%. And if you look at it in terms of dollar amount, it is at $96.77 billion. The decentralized finance volume is ridiculously low, and it is only at $7.5 billion. And DeFi, guys, as of today, is accounting for only 7.75% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And so far as the total value locked is concerned, since the last 24 hours looks like it has taken a massive hit. It is only at $105.52 billion. Now, one matrix, guys, since the last 6 months that has been consistent, that is the decentralized to centralized exchange dominance. And today, once again, it is about the 40% mark. It is at 42.23%. Now, since the last 3 weeks, guys, Uniswap has consistently gone back to number 3rd, and PancakeSwap and Radium has overtaken the number 1 and 2nd position. And today, if you look at the top 5 volume of decentralized exchanges, PancakeSwap is at number 1, and its volume is almost on the verge of touching the $4 billion mark. It is at $3.91 billion. Radium, guys, is at $2.59 billion, and Uniswap is at $2.28 billion. Meteor, guys, is at number 4th, and its 24-hour volume is significantly below the $1 billion mark. It is at $971.07 million, and Orca is at number 5th, and its 24-hour volume is $714 million. Now let's quickly run through the volume of stable coins. Now, I was really anticipating the number to be about the $100 billion mark, because that would actually mean, guys, as in when the CPI numbers will be out, people are kind of prepared with what is going on, and they are kind of parking a lot of the Bitcoin into stable coins. But looks like that is not the trend that I'm observing. And if you look at the stable coin volume, guys, it is at $89.07 billion, and stable coins as of today is accounting for 92.04% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And out of this $89.07 billion, guys, Tether USDT is leading the pack with $76.05 billion. Circle USDC is at number 2nd, and its 24-hour volume is $6.49 billion. FDUSD is at number 3rd, and its 24-hour volume is $4.93 billion. Now let's quickly run to the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. And since the last 24 hours, guys, not much has changed. And if you look at the dominance of Bitcoin, it is still about the 60% mark. It is at 60.20%, and Ethereum's dominance is at 10.10%. Now, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $32.95 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $18.25 billion. Bitcoin's market cap, guys, is well below the $2 trillion mark. It is at $1.94 trillion, whereas Ethereum's market cap is down to $325 billion. Now, since the last few weeks, guys, Tether USDT and XRP's market cap was neck and neck, isn't it? And over the weekend, guys, Tether USDT's market cap did overtake the market cap of Ripple or XRP. But I'm looking at the market cap of Ripple right now, guys, but it has once again overtaken the market cap of Tether USDT, and Ripple's market cap is at $142 billion. But I'm pretty much sure, guys, tomorrow, as and when the CPI numbers will be out, these numbers will be drastically changing quite a lot. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, try to look at the volume of stable coins, and try to look at the 24-hour volume of Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as the other cryptocurrencies that you like, and that would give you a good indication as to which direction the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will be heading towards. And more importantly, guys, Federal Chair Jerome Powell will be looking at CPI data along with other data to go ahead and make a decision whether to keep the interest rate, reduce it, or increase it. So it's going to be really interesting times ahead tomorrow. Now, every day, guys, in the Blockchain DXB podcast, I tend to look at one new matrix, and in today's episode, guys, I want to look at the top 5 real-world asset token by market capitalization. Now, regarding real-world asset tokenization, guys, I do have a couple of questions. The first one is regarding the KYC and AML. Can it be done on an open blockchain, or does it need to be done on a permission blockchain? And the second one is kind of connected to the first one, because so far as the tokens are concerned, guys, can you go and sell it to a person who is from a sanctioned country? Because look, you've already done your KYC and AML. What happens if you go and sell the tokens to a person who is from the sanctioned countries? Will it create some legal drama? I don't know the answer to this, but nonetheless, guys, let's go and look at the top 5 real world asset tokens by market capitalization. And it's no surprise that Chainlink is number 1. And Chainlink, guys, they have introduced something called a CCIP, which is Cross-Chain Interoperability Protocol. I'd really urge you guys to go and check it out. And according to me, guys, CCIP could be a game changer in the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now, going back to the market capitalization of RWA tokens, the second one is Avalanche, and its market cap is at $10.85 billion. Hedera, guys, is at number 3rd. Its market cap is $9.15 billion. The fourth one is Mantra, and its market cap is at $5.82 billion. Now, regarding Mantra, guys, they have quite a lot of partnership with Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East as well. So definitely interesting project. And the fifth one is Onda, guys, and its market cap is at $4.37 billion. Now let's go ahead and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And the price of Bitcoin is at $98,000. Imagine, guys, the price of Bitcoin is $98,038, and the cryptocurrency market is still at fear. What a crazy time to be alive, isn't it? And if you look at the price of Bitcoin since the last 24 hours, it is actually up by 0.31%, but since the last 7 days, it is down by 1.27%. Ethereum, guys, is at $2,697, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 1.91%, but since the last 7 days, it is down by 2.91%. Ripple or XRP since the last 24 hours has definitely pumped up, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 2.60%, but since the last 7 days, it is down by 4.85%, and the price of Ripple or XRP, guys, is at $2.48. Now, once again, guys, tomorrow the CPI numbers will be out, and I'm really curious to check what kind of an impact does it have on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And I wouldn't be surprised, guys, based on the narrative put out by fake news media, the price of Ripple or XRP might actually go above the $3 mark, or it could actually go below the $2 mark as well. Because look, mainstream media puts out a completely different narrative which is completely different to the facts. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to the Bureau of Labor Statistics website, understand what the inflation is, and then, guys, look at what mainstream media is putting out, and whether we like it or not, guys, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies does actually react to fake news or mainstream media. So these are things you need to be aware about. Now, guys, let's go and discuss a really interesting and genius move, and this is by the largest issuer of stablecoin, that is Tether USDT. And Tether, guys, they have announced the integration of a stablecoin, that is USDT, into Bitcoin's ecosystem, and this would be including both in its base layer and Lightning Network. And this particular move, guys, is powered by Taproot assets and developed by Lightning Labs, and they want to enhance Bitcoin scalability, and they do that by enabling fast, low-cost transaction. But here's the interesting thing, guys, they're also maintaining the decentralization and security of Bitcoin network, and here's the reason why it is so important, guys, because Tether has over 350 million users, and USDT's presence on Lightning Network aims to facilitate microtransactions, remittances, and cross-border payments. And the CEO and CTO of Tether, that is Paul Adriano, guys, has emphasized the importance of this integration in driving Bitcoin-based financial products. And Lightning Labs CEO, that is Elizabeth Stark, has also highlighted its role in making Bitcoin a global settlement network. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, Dr. Saifuddin Amos has written a couple of books regarding Bitcoin, and one of them is called as Bitcoin Standard. Please feel free to go and read it out. And he's talking about Bitcoin as a global settlement network, and when that idea turns into reality, guys, I'm pretty much sure the prices of Bitcoin will definitely be heading towards a move, isn't it? Now, regarding this news, guys, this announcement was made during a Plan B forum in El Salvador, and this marks a significant milestone in stablecoin adoption within the Bitcoin ecosystem. So definitely interesting and positive news. Now look, guys, so far as Lightning Network is concerned, essentially what it is, two people go ahead and open up the channel, they go ahead and do back and forth transactions, and then they go ahead and close it. And when we talk about El Salvador making Bitcoin a Lightning Network, guys, what they essentially did, they implemented Lightning Network. Now look, guys, in the second project that I have, that is Bitcoin DXB, I'll go ahead and explain what Lightning Network is at a basic level, advanced level, and technical level as well. And along with that, guys, you also have something called as Liquid Network, where you can essentially issue NFTs. You can also go ahead and issue security token offerings as well. So stay tuned to the second project, that is Bitcoin DXB. Now regarding integrating USDT into Bitcoin Lightning Network, guys, it does offer several key benefits, and the first thing I can think of is faster as well as cheaper transactions. Cause look guys, as I mentioned earlier, in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, the whole narrative should have been Lightning Network, not blockchain technology, cause Lightning Network enables instant, low-cost payments compared to Bitcoin's base layer, and this makes stablecoin transfers more efficient. And when you talk about Bitcoin security and decentralization, guys, it is needless to say that Bitcoin security is one of the best in the entire world, isn't it? And Tether USDT on Bitcoin, guys, benefits from its robust security, censorship resistant and decentralization, and this is unlike stablecoins on centralized or less secure blockchain protocols. And when you talk about Tether USDT on Bitcoin Lightning Network, guys, it also enhances Bitcoin's ecosystem. And me personally, guys, I very strongly feel that this integration positions Bitcoin as a broader financial network, allowing stablecoin transactions without relying on Ethereum or other chains. Now regarding microtransactions and remittances, guys, here's the interesting thing to understand. The combination of USDT and Lightning Network does actually support micropayments as well as cross-border transfers and real-world financial applications with minimal fees. Now look guys, regarding Lightning Network, when Jack Dorsey, aka the censorship king, was managing Twitter, there were ideas thrown out regarding Lightning Network to be implemented, and what that essentially meant, that you can go and tip other people in Lightning Network. Unfortunately guys, that thing did not materialize, and there were rumors that Elon Musk will go and implement something similar, but eventually that thing did not happen as well. Now could it be possible in the near future they could go and implement Lightning Network? Let's see if that thing actually turns out to be. Now regarding Lightning Network, guys, it does got an increased adoption as well, and bringing USDT to Bitcoin, guys, does make it more accessible for global payments, and it helps businesses, institutions, and users can transact seamlessly using stable currency. And regarding Taproot's asset innovation, guys, using Taproot's assets ensures efficient tokenized asset management, while at the same time keeping Bitcoin's base layer efficient and scalable. So definitely interesting move. And overall guys, I do feel that this move strengthens Bitcoin's usability, and it does open a new financial opportunity, while at the same time reinforcing its role as a secure as well as a decentralized monetary network. So definitely interesting move, and I'm really curious to check guys, can let's say Circle, that is the issues of USDC and Ripple, they got an integrated Lightning Network as well. That will definitely be a genius move. Now guys, let's go and discuss some news regarding Bitcoin mining difficulty. And at this point of time guys, I'm pretty much sure you know that in every 2016 block, the Bitcoin mining difficulty gets adjusted. So let's say guys, if there are too many miners, and if mining Bitcoin becomes relatively easy, the Bitcoin mining difficulty increases. And on the 4th of February guys, the Bitcoin mining difficulty surged 5.6% to 114.7 terahashes per second. Now here's the thing to understand guys, for miners, as the difficulty rises, the operational cost increases, and this pressures miners, isn't it? And this is unfortunately one of the things that the Bitcoin mining industry suffers. And every time there's Bitcoin mining halving guys, what happens is the supply is reduced, isn't it? And there are many people who want to get into the mining game, and because of that, they got and put a lot of computational power. And if you look at it from a macro level guys, this actually means that it is becoming easier to go and mine Bitcoin. And the way how Satoshi Nakamoto designed the software guys, every 2016 block, the difficulty keeps on increasing. But at the same time guys, let's say mining becomes extremely difficult, then the mining difficulty goes down as well. But look guys, with institutional players getting into the Bitcoin game, as well as high net worthy individuals and trillion-dollar companies, the Bitcoin mining difficulty is consistently increasing, isn't it? But that also means guys, it does become extremely expensive for Bitcoin miners to go and continuously run the operations. And unfortunately guys, a lot of the miners, they have to go and shut down the operation as well. And unfortunately guys, one of the drawback of Bitcoin mining difficulty continuously increasing is it could actually lead to centralization. And the only way guys I do feel it could not lead to centralization is, let's say if the price of Bitcoin does actually pump up, let's say to $200,000, then the smaller mining companies, they will benefit the high price of Bitcoin, isn't it? And they will not be forced down to shut down the operations. So this entire Bitcoin mining industry now is a really completely different game, and I'm pretty much sure guys, Satoshi Nakamoto definitely did not envision this. Now let's talk about some interesting news all the way from Brazil guys. And Brazil's B3 stock exchange, they are planning to launch a Solana and Ethereum futures this year, and they're expanding their crypto offerings. Now at this point of time guys, They already have $860 million monthly in Bitcoin futures trading, and because the demand for crypto derivatives is growing, guys, they're also planning to introduce Bitcoin's options because they want to attract institutional investors. And Felipe Gonçalves, guys, who's the superintendent of interest in currency product at B3, said that just as the Bitcoin futures contract was a market demand, the Ethereum futures contract is also a demand. And who's to say, guys, once let's say a Dogecoin ETF is approved, maybe they'll go and add your Doge futures as well. Definitely interesting times ahead. Now guys, let's go and discuss a really interesting report, and the report is called as the 2025 Crypto Crime Report. And this particular report, guys, is published by TRM Labs, and the report is stating that over half of illicit crypto activities in 2024 was actually done on Tron blockchain. And based on the report, guys, Tron hosted over $26 billion in illicit volumes last year, and TRM Labs is reporting out of the $45 billion in total illicit volume recorded in 2024, Tron made up over $26 billion, and this was followed by Ethereum and Bitcoin network. Now in the show notes below, guys, you can go ahead and read through the entire report, and what I'll be doing, guys, is I will go ahead and release a standalone episode regarding this, and that particular episode, guys, will go ahead and discuss all the key findings regarding this report. Now this particular report, guys, does actually state that the illicit crypto volumes has declined since the previous years, and it also talks about sanctioned entities, guys, and according to the report, sanctioned entities remain the largest drivers of illicit volume, and they account for 33%, and so far as ransomware is concerned, there were 5,635 publicly reported incidents, and regarding crypto-related hacks, guys, the report talks about $2.2 billion that were stolen in crypto hacks, and the report also touches base on crypto-based terrorist financing, so it looks like this report is definitely powerful. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, I will release a standalone episode, but I'm doing that using artificial intelligence, and I will be using Notebook LM by Google, and I really recommend you guys to go ahead and check out Notebook LM by Google as well. Now these were some macro level news, guys, on the Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East, and both the news, guys, are definitely massive news. Now the first news is regarding G42 and AMD, and they want to enable AI innovation in France, and they are doing that through strategic investment. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this. And G42, guys, they want to boost the innovation in France, and they're doing that through strategic investment with AMD. And G42's Core 42 is deploying AMD Instinct Accelerator technology in Grenoble, and this facility, guys, is deploying AMD Instinct Accelerator technology, and this is in Grenoble, and this facility will be one of France's most powerful AI compute centers. And they also have partnership with Data One, guys, and this collaboration ensures immediate market access and infrastructure optimization, and this will strengthen European artificial intelligence investment as well, because this particular investment, guys, aligns with France's push for AI innovation and technology sovereignty, and this particular project was unveiled at AI Action Summit in Paris, and Core 42 is planning to integrate AMD Instinct Accelerator for high-performance AI computing, and the AI infrastructure, guys, will support businesses, researchers, and innovation, and they're aiming to be operational by mid of 2025, and they will support AI-driven enterprises and AI excellence in France. And Kirill Limatov, guys, who's the CEO and CTO of G42 and Core 42, did actually state that AI innovation in France is growing, and G42 aims to accelerate it, and the CEO of AMD, that is Lisa Su, did actually make a statement that the collaboration will empower startups and enterprises in AI technology. And Data One CEO, that is Charles Antoine Baynet, has highlighted the deployment of Europe's largest AI supercomputer in 20 weeks, and G42 is definitely having a global AI mission, and their expansion aligns with G42's goal of driving AI innovation worldwide. And regarding Core 42, guys, they provide multiple AI accelerator options for diverse computing needs, and AMD's venture program, guys, will be contributing to backing AI startup in France, and so far as Data One is concerned, they specialize in high performance as well as sustainable AI data centers. And regarding the future plans, guys, Data One will announce new gigascale AI data center in other global locations, so definitely interesting news. Now guys, let's go and discuss another powerful and really important news, and this is regarding two government entities and the Ministry of Interior and Dubai's VARA, that is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. They have signed a memorandum of understanding to step up collaboration in combating financial crimes that are related to virtual assets. So let me go ahead and briefly run through this news, guys, because this agreement reinforces UAE's commitment to securing financial system while at the same time promoting digital economy leadership, and the Memorandum of Understanding, guys, facilitates rapid and secure data exchange on virtual asset service providers, illicit transactions and unlawful practices, and so far as regulatory compliance is concerned, it ensures Dubai's virtual asset sector remains secure, innovative and aligned with international standards, and this agreement, guys, includes the development of specialized training to strengthen expertise in financial crime prevention. In the Ministry of Interior and Dubai's WARA, guys, they plan to establish specialized teams to monitor and enforce compliance, and they're also focusing on electronic monitoring platform, and they will be focusing on creation of digital tools to detect suspicious activities in the virtual asset space, and they will be focusing on safeguarding users as well as investors in Dubai's digital financial ecosystem. And the Memorandum of Understanding, guys, enhances efforts to combat financial crimes that are linked to virtual assets, and this collaborative efforts aim to maintain integrity and security within the UAE's financial sector. And this partnership, guys, balances fostering innovation with strong regulatory enforcement, and Major General Khalifa Harib Al-Khaili emphasizes the ministry's role in strengthening institutional collaboration. And look, guys, the Memorandum of Understanding aligns with UAE's broader vision of regulatory excellence and digital economic growth, and Matthew White, who's the CEO of VARA, guys, highlighted the significance of regulatory partnership in combating financial crimes, and this agreement cements Dubai's position as a leading global hub for responsible digital finance. And this particular partnership strengthens measures to detect and mitigate illicit activities in the virtual asset industry, and it ensures that only compliant virtual asset service providers operate in Dubai. And look, guys, this news definitely reinforces Dubai's adherence to international financial regulations, while at the same time fosters innovation. So definitely brilliant move. So these were the news, guys, on Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrencies, and even artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. Now for the next few minutes, let's go ahead and kickstart the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kickstart with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Anton who asks, with $26 billion in illicit transactions and Tron, should regulators increase scrutiny, or is it part of crypto's decentralized nature? This, to be honest, Anton, is a really interesting question, but before I go ahead and answer this question, Anton, I truly think we need to understand the difference between illicit versus illegal transactions. Now, when we talk about illicit transactions, this, according to me, is a really grey area, because they may not be outright illegal everywhere, but these transactions could be flagged by authorities due to regulatory concerns, lack of compliance, or association with suspicious activities. But regarding illegal transactions, these transactions are those that explicitly break the laws in it, and we can talk about money laundering, terrorism, financing, or even fraudulent transactions. And these, if you look at it, Anton, these are universally recognized as crimes, isn't it? But the big question is, who gets to go ahead and decide what is illicit? And according to me, it depends on jurisdictions, even political motives, to be honest. And you also need to factor in the evolving regulatory landscape, because look, some governments, Anton, may classify certain financial activities as illicit, and this is simply because they challenge traditional financial control, even if no clear crime has been committed. So I think it is so important that we truly understand the difference between illicit and illegal activities. Now the big question is, should regulators increase scrutiny on Tron? And look, Anton, a part of me does actually say yes, because the goal is to combat financial crimes like money laundering or terrorism financing, isn't it? And the data that we discussed regarding TRM Labs does actually suggest that Tron has widely been used for such purposes. So tighter monitoring might be necessary to prevent investors and prevent abuse. But a part of me also says no to this, Anton, because look, increased scrutiny does become an excuse to regulate decentralized network. And when you talk about cryptocurrencies, Anton, it is built on the idea of financial freedom, and excessive intervention could actually push away innovation. And this is particularly relevant because people will switch from public blockchain or open blockchain to permission blockchain. So I do think we need to have a middle ground for this, and regulators should actually target bad actors, not the technology itself, something which we talked about yesterday that was connected to Tornado Cash. And more importantly, Anton, regulators should actually focus on enhancing transparency without compromising decentralization. And if you look at what is going on in USAID, the Democrats definitely do not want any transparency, So it's going to be really interesting to see what the outcome of USAID is as well. So definitely a really interesting question. And now I'm pretty much sure in the next coming days and weeks, with President Donald Trump in charge in US, he will be setting forth clear regulations, and mostly he might be focusing on deregulating quite a lot of things as well. And that, to be honest, is definitely a great win for the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and even AI world for that matter. But definitely a great question, Anton. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything Season Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m., we have the Blockchain DXB podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. We also look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.